basically understand its ability and potential. Let us look through the loopholes that Loomx has. Does it have the power and the ability to pay us in the long run? Shall we be able to sustain? Does the founder of this project have the power to basically sustain this project for a long period of time? All these and more is what we are gonna go into today. And also, if you basically have any capital, okay, if you basically have any capital, is your capital $100, $1,000 and below, what should be your approach? But before we go into that, into all these details that we want to discuss today, it's usually very important for me to basically start this training with a cool reminder. A cool reminder. The last few minutes that have just happened, I was reading an article written by one of the high guys who give very good information in crypto. That was Watch Guru. And when he provided on his Thread account and X account, Watch Guru was trying to talk about this company called Gold Stacks. And he was trying to express, if I could check very fast and just read it as it is, in just a minute, because I always want to remind you about your future. Because most times when people get started in cryptocurrency, yes, it is true, Bitcoin has gone down up to around $66,000. But we all know that the recent detected activities that have happened with cryptocurrency, we can see that a company called Goldman Sachs has disclosed that it is holding $2,360 million worth in crypto, with a 1.1 billion in Bitcoin, a 1 billion in Ethereum, 153 million in XRP, 108 million in Solana. What does this expose? That if the big boys are going long term with cryptocurrency, the current thing that is happening across the crypto world, you as a person who is participating in these crypto projects, you who is participating in cryptocurrency, you who is taking a decision to be part of this journey, you need to take care of your future. And while I was here throughout previous week, I have definitely exposed and tried to entertain and train, because usually this is not financial advice. It's usually for information purposes. It is usually for entertainment purposes. It's usually for someone who wants to diversify, who wants to participate into these crypto-related projects and create a future that is undoubtedly one of the best everybody could have. And so I came here and I talked about an amazing strategy of you taking up an important function in Binance called the recurring function. And this recurring function allows you automate the purchase of Bitcoin. So it allows you automate the purchase of Bitcoin. You can do $5, you could do $10, you could do $30, you could do $50. It depends on your capacity. But then, where will you get this money that you will be able to invest daily? Here comes an amazing opportunity of Loomx. And before we dig deep into is the Loomx a good opportunity? Is Loomx something I should do? Is Loomx something I should focus on? Should I do Loomx? La 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 la. I want us to focus on the technology that Loomx is bringing into the market space, the innovation. Because personally, when I participate in cryptocurrency, I want to say cryptocurrency is innovative technology. So we want to dig deep into this and see how powerful can Loomx take us? How unbelievable can Loomx raise our financial power muscle to participate freely into cryptocurrency, to have that financial muscle that could help us drain the opportunities that are coming all over into the crypto world? And that's why we are here this morning. So without decree and desacher, I don't want to take much more of your time because it's already raining here in the Pearl of Africa, specifically in the city of the Kabaka of Buganda, His Majesty Ronald D. Mutebi, the one I love so much. Yes, okay. Someone is saying, you know, don't worry, don't worry. You, when you also become a king somewhere, I will always sing your name. You just do a mistake, become a king somewhere. Me, I always be there to sing your name. All right. Okay, so welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So today, let's focus on Loomx. And yes, when we go to Loomx, we are able to notify and be able to see that Loomx is providing data. But it is on our task to basically verify this data. Okay, it is our task to basically verify this data. Okay, and so I will take off a sample space of one of these, and it's going to be our major aspect of discussion. Then I'm going to dig deep into how this data comes about. Okay, all right, guys. Okay, so, and everything I'm going to use is just available in Loomx. I don't have any private data. I don't have any private data or any private source of data. So everything is available in your DApp. But let us focus on this page. So on this page, it is market monitoring and arbitrage detection, meaning that here the area is trying to detect basically what is happening. Okay, it is trying to detect what is happening, and let us look into it a little bit. Maybe this example is good but not good enough. I want to provide a better example that could resonate with so many people across the globe. So I hope my network is good. Okay, I need to go back again. Let me try self-monitoring. All right, okay. Back here again. I just want to get a very good example. Okay. All right, here is a very good example. Let me use this. All right. So the bot initiation has been completed. And these are transaction hash. What is the transaction hash? A transaction hash is a blockchain record of what happened. And I was speaking to one of my friends who said, Julius, you can get this transaction hash like I'm going to show you, take it to any explorer of your choice, depending on that specific blockchain, or move it out of this ecosystem, okay? So that you could be able to see whether what is being talked about is really happening. But to take this example, I will later go to the technology involved. There is a return on investment of 10.45%. There is a net profit of $48. There is a fees. Okay, there is a gross profit, and there is a size that was applied. The size is the capital, which is $418. That put aside, there is a buy, and the buy is happening on two exchanges that I'm familiar with. Number one, there is a buy that is happening on Ranium. And the buy is of a cryptocurrency called Zama. And it was bought at $418 and sold at $469. $469. Okay. So this $469 gives us a profit of 51 and a net of 43. So this gives you a perfect understanding about this whole transaction. But what makes this work out, ladies and gentlemen, is that you could be able to track the transaction. Now let's dig deep. Let's pick up the first hash. Once we pick up the first hash, it is now opening up a blockchain explorer. Those of you who are not familiar with the cryptocurrency, a blockchain explorer is a platform that is able to verify a hash. What is a hash? A hash is a record of transaction. I may not take time to go and dig deep, but maybe in the near future, I will be able to come here and talk about how hashes are developed. Now, this is the same hash. So if you don't want to tap into the hash that takes you straight away to the Binance Smart Chain scanner, you could come here, copy this hash. A friend of mine asked me yesterday, and I thought I would take time to discuss that. I could copy this hash and take it outside this area to a Binance Smart Chain scanner and see if I will still be able to get the same information. Because every block transaction that happens onto the blockchain has what we call a timestamp. I believe I need to do a blockchain class here and try to expound and try to provide verifiable information. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to just jump into an opportunity that you can't verify. You want to get into an opportunity that is basically verifiable. Okay, so this is the transaction hash. So down here, ladies and gentlemen, we can now be able to dig deep into the details of the transaction, the capital that was applied, and we can still go back. But now I'll find another one. And we've picked the first one, which means that the one on top was a sell, the one below was a buy. So I'll pick this one. And still, we can still access a transaction hash, which you could copy, take it somewhere, and you'd be able to verify. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this proves that it is real that Loomx is running transaction. This proves that it is true that Loomx is buying somewhere and is selling somewhere. Tukumpe cash mtwale town. Ziteka ndewali nywa mafuta. Okay. Now let's go into another thing. Now, having explained that, there comes a question. What is the technology? What is the technology that is helping Loomx to basically carry out these different transactions? Ladies and gentlemen, the technology is here. And the technology is the technology called zero knowledge proof. And we are going to dig deep into this and try to create a better truth understanding of what is available. Okay? All right. So, what is zero proof technology? What is zero proof technology? So, Loomx is saying, and it is very clear, that in the Loomx ecosystem, when you talk about the Loomx ecosystem, ladies and gentlemen, listening to me, we are basically describing two main technologies. The first technology is the technology called Loomnet. What is Loomnet? Loomnet is this unbelievable platform that allows people exchange, move money from any cryptocurrency to any cryptocurrency of their choice. And why is this technology unique? Number one, like we are going to see, but I'll go into that. So Loomx, when you talk about the Loomx ecosystem, we are also talking about the second product called the Loomx Core, which is the AI arbitrage trading bot that has an ingredient of AI and a smart contract within it. This is unbelievable. You see, a friend of mine asked me, Julius, why are you mad about this technology? Because I have not been a normal human being for the last 5 years into this crypto market space. I have always studied up to today, taken different courses to be able to understand the power that is coming out of these different technologies. But look here, this guy brings zero knowledge proofs. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see how he's applying the technology to give you unbelievable results. Like crazy. Unbelievable results. Now let's dig deep. Number one, this zero knowledge proof is being used for number one, fund allocation. Julius, what do you mean by fund allocation? Fund allocation is how our funds are used to go into the market. How are they allocated in the market? That is fund allocation. And this fund allocation is unbelievable. This zero knowledge proof is being used for contract execution. When we talk about contract execution, we are looking at a technology that the contracts, when we talk about a smart contract, we are talking about a rule onto the blockchain, a code written on the blockchain. A rule, a code written on the blockchain, and transaction verification. I like all this. I don't know how I can express, but I love everything like crazy. So it means that the transactions will be verified through the zero knowledge proof. And by achieving all these three, the three goals will have been met. Number one, privacy. I like this so much. That the users fund our money. The strategy parameters. You see, when I was doing that business called Royal Q, there was basically a technology. And this technology of Royal Q, a few months later, bye, see you later. A few months later, people were already complaining that they can be able to bring the same technology on board. But this guy is telling you that our technology, because we are using zero knowledge proof, the strategy parameters will remain private. The transaction details will remain private. The legitimacy of the operation is proven only to the system and the verifier. That's all. So number one, this shows that Loomx has power to protect their technology, not to be duplicated. This is so powerful because it keeps it in the market for a very long period of time. This is powerful because when transactions are being moved from one platform to another, the zero knowledge proof will allow transactions to remain private. You see, when bots are trading, they usually trade very small amounts repeatedly for a long period of time. And when I go to trading personally, sometimes in my free time, because now I trade for joke, I don't trade for serious like I used to do. I trade for fun now. I love it when I am trading for fun, not like I used to trade and lose money. I love my free time. I usually go into markets and trade for fun. But as I do, I can see bots. I can see bots making small transactions. The Loomx ecosystem is keeping everything private. That's fantastic. Now, apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at, does Loomx have the power to sustain this ecosystem for long? Because, ladies and gentlemen, longevity creates wealth. Longevity creates sustainability. Longevity creates ability to project dreams and bring them to pass. Longevity brings that ability to make dreams become unbelievable. Now let's go to second, data system, data security. Even if a transaction data is intercepted, sensitive user information cannot be obtained. This improves overall platform and security and attack resistance. These guys are more than prepared. Number three, I want to run very fast, is transparency and trust. The system can verify the correctness of operation and returns without exposing core data. Man, this is crazy. Balancing privacy and compliance. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just get into this last part I want to talk about. And this is efficiency. Now, the zero knowledge proof, I don't know, the zero knowledge proof, it allows rapid verification of large volumes of transactions, meaning that Loomx, using its technology, has the power to carry out as many transactions as possible. But not only that, also allocate funds and significantly reduce computation and storage costs, because what makes arbitrage very expensive are the blockchain costs that happen, improving system performance. And down here, they give a very good example. A very good example. I'll take the example. A very good example. And it's talking about the smart fund allocation pool. Because what you will find in Loomx, you will find a pool. How is it working? It says that when the AI logarithm allocate funds, the reason why the AI is into the cycle is that the AI is doing decision. The reason why the smart contract is into cycle, the smart contract is made to fulfill the will on the code. No guesswork. No guesswork. So when the AI allocates the fund, the zero knowledge proof is used to verify correctness of fund allocation and return calculations without disclosing the user fund amount and the strategy details. This is crazy. Everything will remain private. Everything will remain as they are because of the technology they are using. It's not about just the business, the technology behind the opportunity makes it exclusive. The technology behind the opportunity brings the dream to be tangible, like I'm going to show you. This is damn crazy. Now let's look at how the quantitative arbitrage works. An example of cross-platform arbitrage, remember, this arbitrage uses 6 different strategies: cross-platform, DeFi arbitrage, spot-to-future arbitrage, cross-chain, market maker arbitrage. 6 different strategies. Triangular arbitrage, 6 of them. Now here is giving us an example of one of the many. So if one doesn't find an opportunity, the AI finds an opportunity in triangular. If triangular doesn't work, spot to futures. If spot to futures doesn't, it's crazy. Yesterday I was noticing a spot to future arbitrage, very crazy, and over $513 this AI made in profit from a $2,030 capital. This was damn crazy. Now let's dig deep. In cross arbitrage platform or high frequency quantitative trading, with time we shall come here and talk about what is high frequency quantitative trading. Zero knowledge proof ensures the legitimacy of transaction results and the authenticity of returns while protecting the logarithm core parameters. Nobody could fake the information because the parameters applied cannot be fake. The parameters applied will always remain private. So the users can improve their investment behavior compliance with regulations without disclosing transaction matters or position details private 100%. So ladies and gentlemen, when zero knowledge proof is being applied by Loomx, Loomx will be able to ensure security, transparency, and privacy, preserving the smart financial ecosystem. And their goal is to allow you and me to enjoy the benefits of AI smart. AI smart. You know, that is, people talk about AI. We are talking about AI smart. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to buy the software because it's not using Web 1, it's not using Web 2, it's using Web 3. We are leveraging blockchain-based opportunities. That's why when we are checking transactions, we are checking onto the blockchain because everything must be transferred on the blockchain. So it will protect our privacy, but most importantly, this shows the power of sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, with that in mind, when Loomx decides to introduce, one of the mind-blowing ideologies of reinvest profit, and you switch this on, what happens? What happens? When you switch on the reinvest, you are saying, AI, when you make some of the profit, please give me back some of it. Please bring that profit and reinvest that profit back to my capital. And here is an example of my daughter's account that started with $1,000. And so far, close to over $56 have increased on her capital, meaning that she's no longer getting 1.04 of 1,000. She now gets 1.04 of $1,056. What a business. And one of the books I have read, and I will encourage everybody to read, is The Power of the Compounding Effect. And before I read this book, I had met different articles written by one of the smartest guy, Alstein, who said that the compounding effect is one of the 7 wonders of this world. One of the 7 wonders of this world. And this is damn crazy that Loomx is deciding to add a compounding effect. And I'm going to show you how powerful is this compounding effect. How effective, by the way, even putting powerful aside, how effective it can change your life. Because I have personally talked about the technology. I have personally explained the technology behind Loomx. But that not being enough, I'm now going an extra mile to say, look here, my friend, if you take a bold decision, all right, if you take a bold decision and do what? If you take a bold decision and decide to compound your profits with Loomx, what's going to happen to your life is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's one thing you will feel with your ears. It's one thing you will touch with your heart. It's one thing that's going to change your life for good. And I'll take an example of how much, Julius. I'll take an example. Of $1,000. If your capital is below $1,000, I basically have a different strategy for you. So allow me to talk about $1,000 and above, okay? So I'll start with $1,000. Why $1,000? I'll express my reasons. And I just want you to understand me from a heart of a business perspective. And that heart of business perspective is the one I want you to look at. It's the ideology I'm bringing in play. And that's where I want you to understand, okay? So remember, Loomx in their smart contract, they pay 1.3% to 1.8%. And as they pay 1.3 to 1.8, they say they have an 80/20 rule, meaning that they give you 80% and the system takes 20%. Ladies and gentlemen, this means that 1.3%, 80% of 1.3% is basically 1.04%. Is basically 1.04%. Simple, easy peasy. Which means that with your $1,000, this could give you just a minute, guys. This would give you a minimum of around $10 a day. So I want to use the compound effect ecosystem to explain this. So once we get in with $1,000 for $360, this basically gives us $40,458. This means that you are a very high risk taker. But I want to get reserved a little bit because when I get into business, I usually give an example. I want to give an example, ladies and gentlemen. When you start a business, let me see in the chat. We have very few, but let's go. When you start a business, every business has its own risks. And it is very important as you take your decisions to mind about the risk. This is technology. And since it is technology, basically, Just a minute, guys. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. All right. So, what I was saying is that since this is technology, basically what happens is that anything can happen. Anything can happen. We need to look at the risks. Maybe the AI could fail. Yeah, I want to look at every risk because when I open a shoe-based business, last time I was visiting one of my businesses of shoes, and one of my machines had burnt everything. Had burnt everything. And when I was speaking to the people that run that business, they told me we had an electricity shock, and everything got burnt. But then a friend of mine asked me, those are risks involved in business. So as I do this business, I also want to look at that risk. Maybe the AI can fail. Maybe the technology can get issues. All right. So I'll take a minimum risk. What do I mean by a minimum risk? Okay. So I'll come in with $1,000. I'll come in with $1,000. Okay. And instead of me focusing on 360 days, I'll change my focus a little bit. Okay, I'll change my focus a little bit. Instead of me giving it 360, I'll just allow this $1,000 to compound until it has the power to give me. This guy is always on my neck, but it's okay. If I had built my own software, I would complain. Okay, so when I go, let's see, where does it become $10,000? Where does it become $10,000? Where does it become $10,000? Perfect, perfect. So $223 on the 223rd days, which is 7 months. 7 months. I'll basically be able to have $10,000. So what will I do? I'll get back to my Loomx and switch off the reinvest profits. When I switch off the reinvest profits, I'll basically be able to use my $10,000 to make $104 every day. This will basically make it around $9,500 in in October, November, and December for 3 months. So my 1,000 will leave me with a capital of $10,000 and a profit of $9,500 that I'll be enjoying every single day. Every single day I'll make $100. And that is when I'm risk reverse. But if you are stronger risk like me, I usually call myself, if I die, I die. If I'm into the business, then it has to work for me. I can decide to compound this for the next 1 year and make it $40,000. And then the other year of 2027, I just reinvest back $30,000 and then take $10,000 home, because I need to take profit. In business, you need to take profit. So when I come back with the next year with my $30,000 now, this will give me a potential in 2027 if technology is sustained. If in 2027 technology is sustained, this will give me a potential of making $1.2 million. Simple peasy. So people are asking me, it is the same calculator. Me, I want to compound $3,000, same journey. That will be 121,000. Me, I want to compound $100. Same journey, $4,000. Me, I want to come in with 200. So it is your personal choice. Okay? Any questions? I have seen a younger man talking about Aura and Oracle. Let me show you. You know, sometimes you younger boys who come into crypto, let me get this, and you don't follow, you just excited. You are just excited. Leave the excitement. This is Mexi. This is one of the good exchanges. It is telling you that Aura is already moving into a new standard form of carry packed core ecosystem. And in the next 2 to 3 days, my brother, they are moving their ecosystem here and all your data will be there. Don't invest with emotions. Don't come on calls with emotions. Especially my calls. Eh? Don't come in my calls with emotions. I want to deal with business related mind people, not employed related mind people. Come with a robust mindset. This is not hype, this is reality. Okay? So they are moving their ecosystem there. And if you are following closely, man, the new ecosystem is good. And you'll be able to recover. When you are investing in crypto, you are investing in technology. You are not gambling money. You are investing in technology. And if the founders of those technology believe in innovation, innovation will always continue for sustainability. Where will you keep the $1.5 million? I'll keep it on my token pocket. I will not keep it on my Binance. I'll keep it on my token pocket. I will not keep it on my Binance. And I will be converting it slowly. Now, if your capital is $100, I want to end with low investors. Just a minute. I don't know why that whiteboard always comes up. And it also knows that I don't want it. But okay. So someone is asking, but is it possible for this to be sustainable? What have you been doing on the call? So let me go to someone with $100. So if you have $100 and that's your money, number one, understand that you need to first you need to kill your ego and accept it that you are broke. And your approach should be very different when you get started in the business. If your capacity is $100, currently you need to understand. I usually love it. I understand myself. To get it to my understanding that I'm broke. And to me, this is very important. To me, this is very important. I must understand that I'm broke. I must understand that I don't have money. That has no bargain. So if I have this understanding, my approach is gonna be share the opportunity. Because what is happening is that when you share the opportunity, Loomx is saying you're allowing more liquidity to come into the AI pool. The people you introduce directly using your link, on the profit they earn instantly, we shall give you 10% with your $100. So what do you do? Simple. You start and you introduce this guy. You could introduce several other people as you want, but this guy is like Casivante. He loves the business, grows the business, and he becomes your strong leg. What happens when they add these rest and they total up to 20,000 US dollars? What will happen, ladies and gentlemen, is simple. Is that this 20,000 US dollars will make you become a V1. And when you become a V1, what happens? You'll now start getting an extra. You've been earning only 10% from the people you have brought personally. You'll now earn 10% on the whole profit made both from Kasibanti's line and this guy's lines. So if the total is $50,000, they pay you 10% on the profit they have made whenever they make profit. I have tested this, and when I was a V1 recently, I was practically making between 50 up to a maximum of $150 a day. And if you have the desire of serving more people, then just move through these simple ranks as they are on their ecosystem if it is your interest. If you're not interested, it's still okay. You can stay where you are. Nobody will come and tell you, move away, move away. You can go through these ranks. You can go to V2 when your weak leg gets to $50,000 as a V2. I have personally seen you can make up to $300 a day. My upline, who is a V3, close to $1,000 a day. If your weak side gets to 150,000. There's one who became a V4 yesterday. He makes close to $2,800 every day, which is close to 10 million Ugandan shillings a day. The one I've seen crazy is a V6. Very soon he'll be a V7. He's making close, dump crazy, close to $16,000 every single day. And all this is just a choice of decision. So this gives you the power to increase your earnings on a daily basis and increase your staking capital. But if you have $100, the profits you are making are not life-changing. Unless you decide and say, I was born to pay bills and die. But if your mindset is to live a better life, then basically deciding to go out of your comfort zone is the way to go. I decided to go out of my comfort zone 17 days ago, and I've been surprised. I don't know where my daughter's put my phone, but I've been surprised that in the last 17 days of me getting serious with this opportunity, today I haven't checked my account because I've been on calls after calls. Let me try to check here and I tell you. I've been surprised. I last checked yesterday. I haven't checked today. Man, this is crazy. I've been surprised that the business I started, I have made $2,206 in the last 17 days. Let me share my screen. You know, life is always a choice. And life has its own principles. Just a few do not aware of them. 355 men dump 8 million in my last 17 days. And we are just warming up. We are just warming up. We are just warming up. We are not seated. We are just warming up. Today I haven't started working because I've been on calls. I'm trying to take these children here and there at school. But look, damn. Let me just get this on the spotlight. This is crazy. At least $115 today. Not so bad so far. Let me just get back again. Revenue record. 2,260. When I saw my income increasing, my sister, you asked about the wallet. When I saw my income increasing, the $5 over dropping. When I saw the $5 over dropping in my Binance, because I know Binance is a centralized exchange, I changed back to my token pocket yesterday. When I saw the money now having hit $2,000, I decided to switch this to my token pocket. I ran away from Binance being an exchange. You see, $624. Life freedom is a choice. So you have a choice to get serious about your life or watch others make it happen. I want to exceed here. I hope I've given my best. I usually say the learning is in the doing. If you don't do, you remain the same, and it's none of anybody's concern. It's your personal decision because everybody has their cause of why they decide to do what they do. Me, my cause is simple. Many people ask me why, even if you start making $100 a day, you don't sleep. Even if I would make $1 million a day, I will not sleep. And my reason is simple. My cause is simple. I grew up from a poor family. I lost my father when I was 9 months. And I know a lot of children outside there are not sure about their future. They were like me 30 years ago. They love to live a good life. And because of uncertainties, something happened and their life is living a confused stage. And so my responsibility, I know you can only help when you are standing up. You cannot help when you are seated. So I go out of my comfort zone to be a refuge for those young children that did not live their life to their expectations because of some circumstances that happened their way, like it happened in my life. And that cause of mine pushes me out of my comfort zone, not because I don't have enough to live on, man. I have enough to live on. Me and my family and some few extended family of mine, we can be able to support. But I go out of my comfort zone. Now, here is one of my friend calling me because we have more children we want to take to school this term and seek more blessings. We don't do this because we have a lot, but because we believe we can be able to support other people live a better life. I love you all, guys. It's your personal reason. It's never my reason. It's your personal why. It's never my why. Define your why. Because me, my role is to remain significant in this world, that thousands of years to come, my children will be proud to call their name on my name or to call themselves my surname because I existed before them. With my cause, with my why crystal clear, I always have sleepless nights to make my why come to pass. These properties, buildings, land, money, they are just a by the way. They are just small things given back to us, and they will happen in magnitudes, in different countries, in different areas of the world. Flights will be our daily things we do. We shall stay in the most luxury areas, but the why is more important than those small benefits that will happen to us. So they remain smaller than our why. Your why is the reason why you will get out of your comfort zone. My why is the reason why I will get out of my comfort zone. And if your why is big enough, the facts don't count. So my why is big enough is to create a better environment in my communities and to the non-privileged. And as I work so hard to provide great opportunities to the unprivileged, I believe I could make this world a better place. So my why is big enough, the what don't count. And if your why is big enough, your reasons are big enough, you will go outside your comfort zone. The cars, you will drive them. The houses, you will build them. That will be just a small pie on the reasons why you do what you do.